I'm Abby. And I'm Grace from Cotter Team Press, and we are here with
Lily Campbell.
And I'm Jaedyn James, and I'm the lead of Jaedyn James and the Hunger, and this is Lily. She's the backup singer.
It is said on the website that James is your stage name. Who inspired you this name, and why did you choose it?
So the person who chose it was actually the first drummer of the band. His name is Nathan Dean Kleinwalterink, and really it's inspired by James Brown, Etta James, some really soulful singers and performers. And so it was really important to me that I wanted to do soul music that was for a woman that was as aggressive as James Brown on stage.
What got you into that type of music?
My mom definitely had a say, and her best friend, Sue, put Billie Holiday in my hands at like 9 years old. And through learning a lot of blues and jazz, funk and soul is kind of the next step up. And, of course, like Christina Aguilera was really big, and Whitney Houston. Like, it was all of these really strong women in my life that brought funk and soul into my head, into my bedroom when I was young, you know?
Were you inspired by women's movements to write the songs that you on fire?
Ooh. I think you might be talking about the Me Too movement, right? Maybe that movement. Actually, that movement kind of broke just a month or two before we had finished the music video, and so it kind of was this, you know, consciousness that's happening around our country where I think women are, I mean, they've always been sick and tired of the men. Wow, why not? They're tiring, you know? But I really think this generation of women, we finally have the confidence and the voice to really say it in something like Set You on Fire. So it came out with the Me Too movement or a little after the first wave, and I just think it makes sense for what's going on currently in our society. So yes, we're going to say yes on it.
Do you have any advice to people who would like to become a musician?
My advice on that would be to network and meet people and try new things. Go to shows. Support your local. Support your friends. Support your local artists. I mean, I can't say that I was a musician before I entered into this group. I mean, I've always loved music. It's always touched me in a way that I didn't feel like I was able to express tangibly, you know? So, I mean, it was just happenstance that Jaedyn and I reconnected. We went to high school together and just went over to her house one day and listened to records and danced, and it was on, you know?
That tambourine was on. I'm serious. If you want to be in music, you have to align yourself with your morals. What do you want out of music? Figure out what you want out of music. Is it the relationship with the music? Is it the relationship with the fans, with the entertaining? And then you need to, like, get yourself with those people. Be in the room. Be kind. Be gracious. Be humble. Introduce yourself to everyone. Stop being afraid of everything. And go out and do it. I mean, when I first got this band together, I didn't know anybody in the Minneapolis music scene. I didn't even know what Winona was. I didn't know. And I just went out and met as many people as I could, and not with the thing in mind that, like, they're going to benefit me, but because they're doing something that I, too, also love. Like, we have a kindred spirit because of this passion that we share for music. You know, it's like a cult kind of thing. So join a cult is maybe...
You said in a past interview that not everyone in your band is a trained professional. How does that impact your certain skill sets?
I think that when you don't have everybody on the team being, like, pro, and now we do, because I came out with a new lineup and we brought on some people that could maybe just handle a little more challenge. This is a lot of hard... emotional work. I mean, it's personal work. And especially when you're not a professional, your emotions are so tied to it because that's what you're driving off of. And that's what I think it is that, no, technically it's not there, but there's like the feeling is there. And I want both worlds to meet. That's the real goal here, is that we've got people that can communicate how they feel, and they feel very deeply, and then that comes out on stage and the audience can have this process between each other and everyone together.
Do you think that connection makes you more of a family than a band?
I definitely think for the first 2.5, 3 years that I had the band, it was more of a family. And that was really important to me, and family is really important to me. I think wherever I go, I create a family. I want to be nurturing. I want to be the mom and the dad. And you know, recently I just changed up players and stuff, and so that's definitely affected. It's like a more professional family, but right now I'm trying to craft music. I'm not trying to craft my family, where it's like when it first began, and you know, I think some people and even myself, I go, well, why? But you know, life is about challenges and, you know, stirring it up. At least for me, like I got to start things. I got to set them on fire and build back up, you know. So it might get there again, or that was the family, and now I'm looking for more fulfillment in the music side, and I'll have a family outside of it. There you go, Abby.
So, how do you prepare for a large audience, and what mindset helps you handle pre-concert anxiety?
Do not go to a China King buffet.
Yeah, don't go there.
Don't do that. Don't eat the seafood delight at Subway before a show. All right? Eat it any other time if you got free time. I like to meditate and hang out. I really try to focus on the set. I write a lot of set lists because I have to distribute them to the band members. But it's really just getting in like a vulnerable mindset where you are a vessel for your audience through your own story, because I think that's what any art, music, storytelling, poetry is about, is that your one story is not the most important story. It's the fact that there's billions, millions of other people that share liked experiences, and that through you, they can process that and reflect upon it. So I really need to be in a space where I can do that, where I am not thinking about Jaedyn and thinking about what's wrong with my body today and what I'm doing wrong in this life. It's like, how can I be here to tell this story so that we can connect to it together?
What makes your motto, "Stay Hungry," so unique to your band and the view of the world?
So Stay Hungry is, oh gosh, who is the owner of Apple? You guys know him? Steve Jobs?
Oh, yeah.
Steve Jobs, that's a Steve Jobs quote. And the real quote is stay hungry, stay dumb, because if you can't feed yourself, you're dumb. And I just thought that was great. That was wild. That was nuts. That was an insane thing for a very rich man to say. But it's about having desire and challenging yourself and being curious. For me, I am just endlessly curious. I want to try new things, and I never thought I'd be playing in a tent. You know, I played in front of stuffed animals on my bed and in my bathroom in the mirror, and I'm singing, and that feels so good to me. But then to share it with people that enjoy the music, like I never know people would enjoy music I made. And so to have that is really, really cool. And it's just like stay hungry for new experiences, and you don't have to just get complacent.
When you add dancing to your music, you once said that it isn't smooth, planned, and you don't care. How does living carefree impact your songs and life?
I think it just goes back to, like, we were just having a conversation about this in my van. Insecurity. Like, I feel insecure and scared all the time. And to combat that, I just go, whatever. And I just enjoy moving and acting however I want to, as long as it's respectful. Most of the time it is. So dancing awkwardly, I mean, like, yeah, there's times when we thought about choreography, or like there's like little things that we do every time. But really, like, I'm just trying to emote to you that, like, you and me, it's you and me, and we can do whatever we want. We can express ourselves, and that's not always planned. I'm a spontaneous person.
Freedom zone.
Freedom zone.
Freedom zone.
And Lily, you elaborate on why you feel like freedom of dance affects is so essential to what we do here in the Hunger.
Freedom. Freedom of dance. I mean, it means everything to me to be able to express the way that I feel. And oftentimes I feel like people validate me on stage from off stage, like from the audience, and that allows them to connect with us as well. I mean, it's just so... I mean...
You don't need to stand like a board. Don't stand like
No, I would never stand like a board.
No, Lily,
No, never. No, I mean, it's just... And performing, it's a very... I mean, I hate to say it, I'm kind of selfish when I perform, so I'm, like, dancing for myself a lot of the time. And, of course, like, Jaedyn and I have created a synchronization where, like, we're always feeling each other. We always know where the other one is at. And then that allows for that, like, explosion that sometimes only dance can bring, you know? It's just women being free with their bodies and...
I think we just want more people to dance.
Yeah, please.
Like, because
dance with us.
Dancing used to be... Get back here. Dancing used to be a lot more popular, and there was, like, choreographed dances all the time. And now it's like, don't dance at all. And we're like, no, dance anyway. You don't have to be taught. You can just...
Just flap around.
Flop.
We flop all the time.
Oh, God, do we.
We're flop superstars. Yeah, all right.
Our last question is, you mentioned that 2018 might be one of the biggest years for your bands. What is your vision for the future, and what hopes do you have?
I wrote it. I think big is subjective. It's going to be a big year because it's a big learning year. I feel like a lot of the things I did, I was not... ready to be a leader of an 11-piece band. I just did it. I wasn't ready to write all the parts. I was like going through school by just throwing myself into this crazy, chaotic thing. And now I'm trying to refine it and elevate it. And it's like taking an immense amount of energy to do that and to understand why I'm doing it. And so it's a big year to really stay hungry, because to push it past what I've already done in a new way is... it's going to be big for me, maybe it won't be big for everybody else because they're not going to see it all on the outside. I've done music videos. We've done Basilica and Midwest now. And, like, what's the next thing? Like the moon?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.